Alright, 2627, this will be a tutorial video to help you with your homework for ThinkCentral 6-7. Let's get started. So with the other problems, what I'm doing is I'm showing you the problem here. We'll walk through it, we'll unpack it, and then we'll look at the view example from ThinkCentral. So if there's a newborn baby, Lila, and Lila is 40 and 5/10 centimeters tall, her older brother is Tremaine, is 2 times as tall. So we've got to focus on these things. First, I want to draw a baby, except my baby's going to look like this, and that is 40 and 5/10 centimeters tall. But the brother is 2 times as tall, so that means he is taller. So I'm going to go twice that, and that's going to be Tremaine. So are we going to be multiplying, adding, subtracting, or dividing? Well, if it's 2 times as tall, I think we're going to be looking at multiplication. An equation that can be used to solve the problem would be, I think that it would be Lila's height, 40 and 5 inches, probably multiplied by 2, and that will give us the answer. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say Lila times 2 equals T, because that's what my model shows. Let's check out the view example from ThinkCentral. So exactly what we thought, 2 times Lila equals T. You can see that right here. And they set up the equation like we did, we thought was right, and then they solved it. 40.5 times 2, 81 is T. So Tremaine will be 81 centimeters tall. I skipped problem number 2 because they're all the same. So we'll do every other problem on this just for homework review. We're going to choose the correct equation. So at a census, census is how they count people. There are 139,507 more people, so that's important, in City A than in City B. So City A has a greater population. So let's say this is the population of City A, and City B would be less than that. So City B is something less than that. We don't know what, but we do know that this space over here, this much, is 139,537, because that's how much more A is than B. If A and B were equal, it would be just like that. But this has more. A has more right here. How many people P live in City B if 287,200 people live in City A? All right, let's check it out. So what we've got here, we know that the total is going to be 287,020. Probably should use a Math Mountain on this, so you could do a Math Mountain model. Just put this number here. You know that there is 139,537 more people in City A than City B, so this must be City B. So B plus 139,537 will equal the total, which is 287,000. So I'm going to put that there. So this is going to be City A here. City A is right here. We don't know City B, so this is a situation equation, but we do know that 139,537 more. So we're going to take 287,020 and subtract 139,537 to get our answer. And let's look at the view example on this. So our model is set up just like them. Go ahead and stop the video and study this model. But yeah, they show the total, A, and they show a part, B, for P, for City B, and the other part would be the difference between the two. So if you subtract those two, you get the answer. So set up your problem like this. Use this model, just plug in your numbers, and you should be good to go. All right, we're just doing the odd problems on this homework assignment. So choose an equation and use it to solve the problem. So we're going to take a test. Esmeralda studied for 10 minutes. So her total is 10 minutes, and Mallory studied for 40 minutes. So let's draw that comparison bar. So this is Mallory, and she is 40 minutes, and this is Esmeralda, and she studied for 10 minutes. How many times T as long as Mallory did Esmeralda study? So how many times, that's a tricky one. How many times T as long as Mallory? So what Esmeralda did not study as long as Mallory, so it has to be less than a whole number. So what part of 40 is 10? Well, I think that we see this. You can see it's one part out of 4. So Esmeralda studied 1/4 as much as Mallory. So T, how many times as long as Mallory? So Mallory is 40, and then we're going to go times T, and that's going to equal to 10. So this is a situation equation. Well, what number can I plug in for T that gives me a number less than 40? It's got to be a fraction. So I'm thinking it's 1/4. Let's check out the view example. All right, so they did the exact same thing, did a little differently. They said, okay, what part of it? Well, they compared Esmeralda as 10 to Mallory, which was 40. So that shows the ratio of it. So it's a little bit tricky, but they said 10 divided by 40 is 0.25. And if you did that, 40 divided into 10, you would get, move it up, you get 0.2, and you get 0.25. But 25 hundredths is the same as 1/4. So we did get the same answer. They just put it as a decimal instead. Oh, I didn't read this part. They said make a decimal out of it. Okay, I didn't see that. So the decimal was 1/4 or 25 hundredths. So she studied 25 hundredths as much as Mallory. But the tricky part here is times as long as Mallory. Usually when we see times as long, we are thinking greater than 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, but actually you can also have a half a time or a quarter time. In this case, it was a quarter time. So this is a tricky problem. So set up your equation like this. Set up the comparison between Esmeralda 10 and Mallory 40, and you will see it is 1/4 or 0.25. For a school fundraiser, they collected $537, and Sunwoo's class collected 1/12 of. Now we know that of means times. So right off the bat, what amount of money was collected by the class? So we know that 1/12 of, I'm not even looking over here at this stuff yet, 1/12 of 537 is going to give us the answer. So we're looking for, over here, we're looking for what equation is working here. So it's not going to be a subtraction because this is multiplicative comparison. So it's not going to be subtraction. So I'm out on that. It's not going to be addition. It's going to be multiplication. It's not going to be division. So we're going to go with C, and that is our equation to set this up. And I probably should have drawn a model showing 1/12. This would be 1 out of 12 of the total. So this would be 12 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12 parts, so 1/12 of the 537. So that's going to be in my model. Let's check it out. All right, you can see that they did 1/12 of 537. They didn't show us a model, which I really think they should have. It is a multiplicative comparison because it's involving multiplication or division. And they show us that answer, 1/12 of that. They don't show us how they got it, but I would do 1/12 of 537, and I would just can't simplify this. I don't think I can, so I'm going to have to do the long division. 537 divided by 12. So I'm going to have to do this problem. I'll show you how I did it right here. All right, so I set up the division problem. I got my dividend, which is inside the house, my divisor outside. 12 doesn't go into 5. 12 goes into 53. Let's say 4 times. 4 times 12 is 48. Subtract those, and you get 5. Bring down the 7. 12 goes into 57 4 times again. And I got a decimal point here because that doesn't come out evenly, so I'm going to add my decimal point, move it up, and I'm going to annex 2 zeros here. So I have a difference of 9. 12 goes into 97 times, and that's going to give me a total of 84, which gives me 6. 12 goes into 65 times. So I did get the same answer, 44 and 75 hundredths, or $44.75. All right, that is it for the lesson. So use this video. Hopefully it helped you, and keep studying the language of the discipline for comparing multiplication and division and addition and subtraction. Ask for help if needed. It's always super important.